Welcome to the Mindset Chick podcast. If you are looking to stop settling and want to gain the clarity and confidence to manifest the life and biz of your dreams, then this show is for you. I'm your host, Kristi Dear, sharing with you simple yet powerful and effective mindset tips that will allow you to attract more abundance, prosperity, and success into your life. So get ready, get excited, and let's go manifest some amazing things together. Hey, and welcome back to the Mindset Chick podcast. I am so happy to have you here. And today we're going to talk about how feeling good is a practice and how feeling good just can really change your day, your week, your year, your life, and how to do that through loving yourself more. We've been talking about on the Mindset Chick podcast this month about how to love yourself more, how to send more love, how to be more loving, how to, not be as quick to judge and, try to, persuade somebody to feel your beliefs, but to really have compassion, try to look at it from somebody else's point of view, try to send more love. And I feel like when we do that, we're growing stronger together as human beings and as a nation. And the more we divide, the more we hate, the more we judge, the more we have anger, the more we separate. And, love is so powerful. Love can move mountains and it can change the world. And, I've said it before, if you want to change the world, it starts with you, changing yourself. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we start, we've got to do our Mindset Chick mantra that we say at the beginning of every Mindset Chick podcast. So if you're in a space where you can just close your eyes, take a deep breath, really feel into this mantra, feel it, believe it, and let's speak it together. I am now rich, well, healthy, and happy, and every phase of my life is in divine order now. I also wanted to just say thank you so much for just your positive words and your feedback. And some of you guys have left 5-star reviews over on iTunes, and that just has meant the world to me. It just really, really fuels me and keeps me passionate and motivated and inspired to continue sharing with you these mindset practices that have helped me throughout my life and continue to help me. And I got a review the other day. I just wanted to share it with you. I thought it was so great. And it was from Nico Rico 80. And it says, just when I need it at the right time. Several weeks ago, I made a major move and I was doubting myself. And if I made the right decision, had what it took to start anew. And then I came across this podcast. Wow. One podcast that gave me an aha moment was when Kristi was talking about whether or not we think we are good enough. And the question was asked, who do you think you're not good enough for? I had no answer. And then it hit me. I left feeling 100% better after listening. Thank you so much, Kristi. Really. Nico Randazzo. Hope I said that right. Thank you, Nico, so much. If you're listening, thank you so much for that beautiful testimony. And it's amazing how, the universe can show up in our life. God can show up right when we need it. Like we can ask for a sign, ask if we're going in the right direction. And then maybe we see, a message, hear a song on the radio, or somebody says something, or we come across a title of a book, or it could even be something like an advertisement on TV. But like you said, Nico, you came across this podcast and it just gave you that clarity and that aha moment. And it's so true. Sometimes we're doubting ourselves thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And then asking yourself, well, who am I not good enough for? It's a really good question. And it can really bring that aha moment. I know that it did that to me when I asked that question. So thank you for sharing. And Nico, also go ahead and feel free to email me, mindsetchickkristi@gmail.com. You are actually the winner of Mindset Chick swag. So I will get that to you. Go ahead and send me that email. And I wanted to share with you guys this story I heard the other day. There was somebody who dropped their car keys and they started looking for their car keys outside in the dark. They were looking everywhere and they couldn't find them. And so their neighbor came over to help. because he noticed his neighbor was in distress, like searching for something. And he said, "Hey, what are you looking for?" And he goes, "I dropped my car keys and I'm trying to find them." He's like, "Okay, it's in the dark. Do you want a flashlight?" I got a flashlight on my phone. And so he turned on the flashlight and they were looking and looking and looking. They couldn't find it. If they were looking through the grass, they were looking on the street. Then the one neighbor asked the other neighbor, he goes, "Wait a minute, where did you drop your car keys at?" And he goes, "Oh, I dropped them inside." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Why are we out here looking around?" He was so perplexed. But the whole story was meant to show people how so many times, when we lose something, when something happens, when we have a setback, when we're not feeling good enough, when we're doubting ourselves, when something happens that we don't feel like is on our path, we're looking outside for the solution. We're looking outside of ourselves for the solution. We're not looking where the problem, the thoughts, the beliefs originated. We're not looking at where we dropped the keys. We're looking outside of ourselves. We're looking for something else to change, for us to be more loving, for us to be more kind, for us to love ourselves more. Maybe we're wanting somebody to fill our cup. Well, if they would tell me how beautiful I am, if I would get more accolades, if I would get more praise, if I would get more recognition, then I'd feel good about myself. Then I would feel like I'm really worthy. Then I would feel really beautiful. We're looking outside of ourselves for that recognition, for that love and fulfillment, instead of going back to where those thoughts and beliefs originated. Hey, I don't feel like I really love myself. I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I don't love what I see. I tend to pick out the things that are going wrong with my body, my face, my hair, my mind, all that stuff, instead of telling myself, hey, I love you. Hey, you're beautiful. I'm trying to look outside of myself to fix what's going on inside. And can you relate to that? I mean, I know that I have done that. And, there's some times where I still have to check myself. When somebody is antagonistic, let's say that, or somebody is really defensive with you, or somebody has this really strong belief and they're not happy with the way you believe, and they want to prove themselves to you, or they want to share it with you, and it can be really difficult to bite your tongue and, not kind of lash back and be upset with them and say, well, you know what? If they would change, if they wouldn't have said that comment, if they wouldn't have been so antagonistic, if they wouldn't have basically pressured me or said what they said, then I wouldn't have had the response that I had. But really taking a step back and taking ownership of it. Okay, so if I'm going to get that defensive when somebody says that, what do I need to change within myself to be more loving, to be more compassionate, to be more kind? And here's something else I want to talk about. And we're actually going to talk about this in March. I have some upcoming episodes around anger and frustration because I really think it needs to be talked about. I think a lot of times, myself in particular, when we're doing these mindset practices, when we're becoming more loving and kind and compassionate and letting go of more of the thoughts, beliefs, emotions that are no longer serving us, sometimes we expect so much from ourselves. I know that I can feel like that with myself, that, I should just maybe take it. If somebody's rude to me, I should just take it and bite my tongue because I'm trying to be more loving and trying to be more kind. But, being angry isn't always a bad thing. It's what you do with that anger, right? Being frustrated, it's a normal human response. And we're going to talk about, I actually have a really cool guest that's coming on in March. We're going to talk about, how anger can be healthy and how to release anger in a healthy way. And why, you shouldn't shame or beat up on yourself if you get angry and frustrated, because it happens to all of us. And you know what? I think for myself, I have really worked on a lot of this. This is why I talk about it. A lot of healing, a lot of sending more love to myself, a lot of working on the inside, looking for my keys on the inside versus trying to look on the outside and say, well, it's just the hand I was dealt. These things happen to me, so that's why I'm the way I am. Stop looking on the outside, but really working on the healing journey within. It's really helped me to not be as angry and frustrated. But do I still get angry and frustrated? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a normal human response. So I did want to share that because that's been on my mind. And that's why I want to talk about that in March. Don't beat up on yourself if you feel like you've made some decisions or you've been quick to anger or judgment or frustration. It's a part of being human. But there are healthy ways when those emotions come up to, work with them, but not shaming or being upset with yourself or feeling like you have to be perfect. Life is messy. Things go up and down, but just loving yourself and believing in yourself and continuing to show up. And hey, you're here listening to this podcast, so you're continuing to show up and I love it. So I want you to stop right now and just be like, I love you. You're talking to yourself, not me. You can say it to me too, but I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for continuing to show up. And this week, I want to do a little practice that I would love for you to do with me. Let's send more love to ourselves by doing this every single day, 1 minute a day. Do you have 60 seconds to change your life? I hope you said yes, because it's only 60 seconds. 1 minute a day, 60 seconds. Let's do this together. It's a practice. All the mindset stuff we've been talking about, how you're thinking, how you're waking up every day, doing the Magic 5 morning mindset, which you can find at mindsetchick.com, how you're doing these tapping practices, Ho'oponopono practices that we talk about in the beginning of the Mindset Chick podcast, the first few episodes. This is all a practice to support you to up-level your manifesting mojo so that you can call in more things that you do want in your life and weed out more things that you don't. So these are all practices. So loving yourself is a practice. Feeling good is a practice. And so I want to encourage you, when you wake up in the morning, after you brush your teeth, look at yourself in the mirror, set a timer, and just be like, I love you. I love you. And literally just look at yourself and pick out things that you love about yourself. And just look at yourself, like really look at you. Look into your eyes. Look into your eyes and say, I love you. I'm going to send you love today. I'm going to be more loving. I'm going to send love to my arms, to my legs, to my belly, to my chest, to my face, to my fingers, to my toes. Like, I love you. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Today's going to be a great day. I love you. I love your smile. I love your nose. I love your eyes. Just pick out things. And when I'm sitting here talking to you about it, I'm like, wow, 60 seconds can be a little bit of a long time to tell yourself that you love you, but let's do it together. Let's see what happens. Let's see what shows up. Because here's the thing. It's like looking for your keys outside. You want to up-level your manifesting mojo. If you want people to be more loving and kind to you, maybe you're trying to call in that loving relationship. Maybe you're trying to call in that amazing business opportunity that's going to change your life. You want to make more money. It first starts with loving yourself, and loving yourself is the basis to everything. You can't call in higher things into your life if you're constantly beating yourself up and saying ugly things to yourself and not being loving and kind to yourself. You're on a different vibration from receiving more miracles, blessings, joy, abundance, prosperity. That's more on the love vibration. So if you're in the beating up, complaining, picking out things that aren't good on, with you, judging yourself, you're actually in a lower vibration. And what we've learned through the podcast is what? You attract into your life, you manifest into your life more of who you are, not what you want. Okay. So it starts with you. It starts with looking for your keys on the inside, like where you drop them, right? Changing your inner world so that your outer world is more of what you do want, because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. I'm going to do that 60 seconds. I'm going to do it with you, and then hop on over to mindsetchickgroup.com. Come share what that's been like for you. And also, how did the love notes go? Writing people love notes. That was really, really special. I really, really liked that. I enjoyed that. So let's continue to do that. If you weren't able to do that yet, we can do that together. We can do it all. Send love to ourselves, send the love notes. Also continue to, start allowing more and stop the hustle more. Start allowing more, stop hustling more. Just feeling good, feeling on top of the world, right? That's how you're going to call into your life and manifest more of the things that you want. And next week, I'm excited to announce I've got one of my biz besties back on my podcast. She is going to share some amazing nuggets. She has a series on her podcast called Heaven on Earth. And her whole goal and practice is creating heaven on earth. Instead of, hey, you live life and then you die and then you get to go to heaven. Why not create heaven on earth now? Why do we need to wait? There's so much beauty, love, joy, abundance, here on earth. Let's create heaven on earth now. So we're going to talk to her about that, how she's creating heaven on earth, what that looks like to her. And we're just going to share all of our manifesting mindset tips together, things that have worked for us, just to really, really continue to live out a lifestyle that is fun and feels good and is more of what we do want. And remember, friend, to dream big, follow your heart, and never give up on you, because you're worth it. Thank you for joining me today on the Mindset Chick podcast. I hope this show has you waking up every morning excited about the new manifestations you have created in your life. And if you would honor me with a 5-star review over in iTunes, I will happily enter your name in my Mindset Chick swag giveaway. Make sure you add your name to the review and I will reach out to you if you're the winner. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Be sure to visit me at mindsetchick.com for past episodes and more gifts that will help you to manifest your dreams into reality.